I can't usually make heads and tails of German. This chap here, he usually speaks English, but only if having a chit chat with anyone, say, overseas. I can get where he's going with this. I can understand where he is cynical towards being a consumer and being pissed off and going through different versions of Total Recall, language track, English, and then German, and noting the seems a bit more bassy there on the opening credits and that, but there's a little bit more than that, because I've just been switching to the German track on the Blu-ray, which is up playing at the moment. I don't know why I even bothered put the bloody disc back in, because it's a load of rubbish. Total rubbish. That's playing in German at the moment on the language track. And what I noticed, if you have your gain levels, your sound levels all set normal, 0, when the door opens, I clearly heard that door in the Cinerama screen, Odeon 1 down Bournemouth, in 35mm. On the afternoon show, which would be first show of the day. Not the first day of the film, maybe playing, but an afternoon show. I remember sat in the middle of the auditorium, and I clearly heard that door, the sound as it opens, and then as it nears to, it makes that poof, poof sound, poof sound. Now, partly some of that sound's going to be in the center, but it's getting the levels, everything, so the playback is consistent, consistently smooth. But on the German track here, it plays very soft. I've got to turn the level down, but there's the levels. And you can see that actually have to go into the AVR and turn the actual, but I could do it down here. I can turn it down there and listen. Different tracks are going to have slightly different differences in the and I still don't think that is real grain on the screen. That looks fake. It's some sort of digital algorithm grain sort of bullshitting that's going on, because I've seen similar signature with other titles that were just Blu-ray, and there's something that studios are using because they know the politics of how people are going to feel about this and that, and if it's all grainy, scratched up and all that, hey, I'd rather watch a Laserdisc, Let me just switch the language track back over. I'm using the camera, the phone camera at the moment. Set up, switch it back to English.
We don't even know what he looks like. What do you say? That's it for the news. Stay tuned for Christine and the weather. But first, this. Tonight on ESPN, the fifth game of the World Series, live from Tokyo.
Doug?
The Tokyo Samurais go for a fourth and decisive victory over the
I know it's hard being in a new town. Let's give it a chance, okay?
Laurie, don't you understand?
See where the levels are.
More than this. I want to do something with my life. I want to be.
for the man I love.
Oh, that's just mildly a few dB clearer than switching over to German. And I got here at the door, but where are the levels?
Have a nice
See?
day.
You see the levels there were totally different. Yeah, okay. It's like The Thing, that film The Thing, when you just say that word, thing, or thing, you know. And with Total Recall, it's like there's always the word total or something, you know, happen, you know, you say that word over it, that phrase, that word, oh, it's so annoying. But look at the levels again. It's totally different. Whereas on the German one, that was going a little bit more way higher because partly partly some of the door, half center phantom. So you're always going to get occasionally a half center phantom between left, center, and right. And that's why sometimes I use the 5-screen channel, so those sounds can be positioned correctly, rather than having the sound floating between the center and the left, or the center and the right.
Would you like to ski Antarctica? But you're snowed under with work? Do you dream of a vacation at the bottom of the ocean? But you can't float the bill?
I was going to put the RTA analyzer up on the other computer.
The chairman defended the attack, saying that space-based weapons are... The chairman defended the...
Just skip this. I think putting that Studio Canal thing right at the bloody beginning, rather than having it on a separate, not a separate chapter, but on a different titling, a different title. So it is, you know, when you see that in its scope, like bullshit, bloody distracting. All I can say is that Studio Canal, you are god awful at presentation. If they were doing presentation in cinema, I think they would piss a lot of people off. They already piss off the consumers anyway. So I always mute that sound when that, you know, because it just doesn't fit into the flashback, the total flashback. But you don't get a total flashback with this. I'm going to just down mix that, switch it down to, just switch it down to Dolby True, which would be, I'm just going to listen to the screen channel. Yeah. Doesn't play really, that dynamic. Okay, go back. Hold. Slowly does it. Yeah. Okay. Can't perform that operation. Got to have the film running to actually go into the menu. Okay. I'll back it up. So I listen to that. Woo, and then the boom, boom. Yeah, it's a bit higher. It's a bit, oh god, it sounds awful in the center channel. Oh, that is so toppy. Totally toppy. And listening to the on stage left, right. So I'll play again. I'll mute the center channel. Womp womp womp. Womp 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 womp. Okay, I keep expecting to see Rambo. It's so like Rambo, that. Mute the left and right. Okay. I'll switch to the language channel. Oh gosh, Butterfingers. Do you see that? Butterfingers. Because it's awkward holding these fucking phones. And you got that studio goddamn, you know, they really piss you off. That was a total blunder, that was. Total blunder. Oh, never gets old, doesn't it? I'll switch to Dolby Cratmos. Well, actually, it's on Dolby True at the moment because I haven't engaged the Atmos. So it doesn't really matter too much, I don't think. It's really playing soft. It's really a bit soft, and I could see the levels there between stage left and right. Yeah, get a little bit bored of this, if you know what I mean. So I've got the Laserdisc in. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, for the 4.24 Matrix mix, it doesn't totally bullshit. Totally bullshit. Come on, don't bullshit me. Let's just check my levels. On Laserdisc, I'm on the auxiliary mode. There we go. Alright, oh yeah, it was on the, it was still on auxiliary, forgot to switch auxiliary. So like I say, I've got a pretty complicated home cinema. That's it. Let's just turn up the levels a little bit. Okay, that's just center channel. That's just center channel. Oh. Okay, back up. Still hear that wog, 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 wog. If I could barely hear myself I can barely hear myself talking. It's total THX. Total Dolby. That's a skip. That's a skip chapter.
Defended the attack, saying that
The aspect ratio.
Our only effective defense against the Southern Bloc's new
Just fade it down. I mean, I would say the aspect ratio there, because it's like usually when you watch 16:9 scope, the black bars would usually be about the same, and the scope image framing would be about the same height there. That's not had any processing. That's still on what's it. Otherwise, if I stretched it, it would go a bit more, and it will just look awful. And if I did it the other way, it'll look like they're being supersized on KFC and Burger King or whatever, and they'll look fat. But you know that there looks okay. It's too bad. It's too bad they can't frame movies, because the mess that's been done over the decade, it's a total shambles. Total shambles. Oh, I said it again. Then usually when it widens out to the left and to the right, the left and to the right, it will look like scope then. But this is not scope. This is flat. It's a spherical 35 mm spherical lens. So, or was it open matte? Oh yeah, no, it might be open matte. I think it's open matte. And then, when you see, but it widens out a little bit, but 16:9s are not very, should be a little bit more bigger, just by the numbers. 16:9, maybe 20 or 21.9. And so when it goes to say, like, if it was 65mm or 70mm, but it would go a little bit more wider out, and then it would increase a little bit more on the vertical, but not right up to the top, like that god awful Limax rubbish. Looking at that scene there where I was last looking at it, and on the fake grain and such, if this was just high definition, like a Moose high vision, I'm curious, do you notice the appearance of grain? Is it, or has it been gone for a digital noise reduction DNR process, or some other type of video manipulation? I mean, I'm going to see scratch marks on this. I'll see a few little blemishes in the print and such, and that I totally like, because then it's like almost like looking at film rather than looking at something that's totally been, there's that word again, totally been processed, cleaned up. I'll turn the fader up, and I can hear that sound of the door, but I hear a half phantom.
You are somebody. The man I love.
I could put a little bit of channel signal delay on that if I wanted to.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
I could put a little bit of channel signal audio delay on that.
Bye.
Just put it on the bass channel.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, I can turn it off. I can do all that. I can hear the footstep, you know, walking, and the gump.
You are now entering a safety zone. No unauthorized weapons allowed beyond this point. You are now entering a safety zone. No unauthorized weapons allowed beyond this point.
I don't know if the phone picks up the stereo spread very well. I've been looking into trying to improve the signal. Just fade it down. I've been trying to look into sort of improve the signal to noise ratio. Because when I plug in the audio mixer with the microphones, crikey, I got a bit of a ground hum there, which I'm noticing. That ground hum is totally unacceptable. And if I isolate the ground hum, yeah, there's also the signal to noise ratio that sounds like pink noise or white noise, whichever, but a very broadish kind of, and it's, you know, depending on you lower the gain levels, so that would go down, but then the sensitivity of the microphones don't then pick up very well, unless you're talking close to them or got a sound source that's near to them, or the microphone is near to a speaker, whatever. Otherwise, I think the sensitivity of human hearing, even though I have suffered tinnitus since '79, through fucking Sensorround, Battlestar Galactica, I think the human hearing is pretty damn good with regards to sensitivity, compared to a microphone and a preamplifier, because it's picking up all sorts of weird stuff, and the way the microphone or how you hear the sound in the room. So play it back on headphones, so you got like a binaural recording. I could do a binaural recording on my digital recorder, but then I'd have to load it up and then sync it and all that, and I haven't got the video tools to do that. What's the other thing? Yeah, the signal noise ratio. I look at a lot of videos on YouTube, and all they do is blah 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 blah, but they don't actually show us, you know, or themselves, what the signal to noise ratio looks like. So if I flip the camera around, say if you put it through an RTA analyzer, full spectrum and such, and then so you can see the signal to noise ratio. So when you turn everything off, that signal noise ratio is going to go down, and then you'll just see a typical signal to noise ratio on the computer, sound card or whatever, and it's kind of idle. It's like a noise on the REM, the Room EQ Wizard, and it usually has a typical curve light going like that, and then up like that, up on the low, down on high up on the low end, and it dips down, and then it goes up a little bit. But then, yeah, I find that kind of looks a bit odd, and why it looks that way. Shouldn't it be flat if there's no sound, or it's you unplug the thing? But every RTA kind of has a different kind of signature or characteristic behavior with how it responds to the frequency response, and which one's easier for you to work with as a tool to, you know, Sometimes I find True RTA a little bit better. And sometimes I find Spectrum Lab, not Spectrum Lab, REM. I find REM sometimes. Okay, depending on what I'm looking for in regards to frequency response. But if it was, and I'm talking direct frequency response. So if the microphone preamplifier and all that's plugged into the computer and go through, and you can see this, like, what the heck is that signal noise ratio? And you can hear it on the, you know, if I were to put my headphones on the camera, and then even with the internal microphone sometimes, and then turn the level up, I'm hearing this signal noise ratio. Oh. And I was thinking, why not just try and plug something in there to get rid of that? What about a Dolby noise reduction? Hey, it worked great for the cinema industry in its day. I mean, not that A-Type and Dolby SR is probably actually used in, well, still is in selected cinemas, like here. There's one down there just like it. I plugged one of my 3 Dolby SR processors in the other night because I was trying to wire it up and see if I could try and use it as a noise reduction, but it had a fault on the it started after about maybe a minute or two. It started smoking, this one here. I'll take the card out here, and fucking hell, I can still smell it. Oh, I don't know if those cards, I don't know what happened, but when I turned the unit, I unplugged it, and there was a pillow of smoke, grey white smoke coming out of the damn thing. That's the first I have to say. Maybe it was gonna happen because I brought that cheap, and this one cheap, and that one cheap from different suppliers. Yeah. Ugh. But if I took it off the rack and powered it back up, it's going to power back up again. So I'm not sure if I damaged the cards. The only way I could check, to see if these cards are still working, is plug them in the CP200. I'm just going to plug them up in the auxiliary accessory unit. I'll take these ones out. What it sound like if I go to my Dolby tone generator. I've got my A-Type cards plugged in. They're plugged in there, so they're going to have a woo. They're already doing the tone. They're already doing the tone there. So I'm not going to use. They generate a different specific tone. Let's turn that fader up. There we go. Another turn the fader up. You hear the pink noise there? That's coming off the SR cards. The Dolby SR cards generate a pink noise tone for reference testing or calibrating for Dolby tone level. So I pull those cards out. I'll put them down here. I need some more A-Type cards. I'll put this one in. What way does it go in? I forgot. Is it going that way or was it that way? Oh shit. Holy shit, it's smoking. Oh. And my CP200's gone into what's it mode. I think I've blown a fuse on the CP200. Shit. So it's the freaking cards. That's a first, I tell you. Well, there's no way I'm plugging in the other one, that's for sure. Oh. That's done a short circuit. Oh God. Got to go through the washers, find my spare fuse. Anyway, I'm going to have to stop the video here because I need 2 hands to do this work now. But this will load up. But yeah, that's a first for these cards to go faulty. And yeah. Or at least they went faulty going through there. I don't know what the fault occurred, but woo, it's okay. My CP200 is okay. It's shorted out and it blew the 24 volt fuse. So I'll have that thing back up and running once I get a fuse. Anyway, I'll load this up.